Alright, July reading wrap up. I failed. I did not finish all the books that I wanted to. I said, first and foremost, I'm a liar, okay? I said I was gonna finish The Art of Destiny. I did not. I'm a little more than halfway though. I'm a little more than halfway now. I said I was gonna read A Brave New World. I said I was gonna read A Brave New World. I started it, and it started getting a little too real. It started getting too real, and I was like, oh my god. I got 10 pages in. I got this much in, and I was like, this is too real right now. Too real, can't handle it at this moment. So I didn't read that. I said I was going to read How to Hug Your Porcupine, Dealing with Toxic and Difficult to Love Personalities by Dr. John Lewis Lund. Didn't even start it. So I failed that. Failure is personally something I'm pretty used to. I'm pretty used to failing. I've tried a lot of stuff before that hasn't worked, so, you know, used to it. What I did read is the Low, Volume 1, Delirium of Hope. Love this shit. Love this shit. Love the concept art in the back. Love the... I've always wanted to create my own comic, and I've got stuck in the mindset that it needs to be super polished and, like, every line needs to be absolutely perfect. But, like... this one's pretty loose, really. This one is pretty loose. So I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Read this. And then I read The Tao of Pooh. Pretty sweet. It actually explains, like, Tao concepts through the stories of Winnie the Pooh. And actually, like, it's super cute, you know, it's chill. Just two guys hanging out, you know, the author, Benjamin Hoffman, and Pooh, hanging out, talking about Taoism. I recommend reading this one first. And then I read Tao Te Ching, translated by Stephen Addis and Stanley Lombardo. This one, they just go straight in. They go straight in. They talk about how, okay, first of all, they talk about how they're translating from Chinese. And I'm just like, what? What Chinese? Are we going Mandarin? Are we going Cantonese? What Chinese are we coming from? I'm not sure. They didn't say. So I don't know. This is literally just the translations as close to the like original dialect as they can. They talk about how it's a tonal based language and translating it to English is difficult because the words, like the same characters can mean like 10 different things based on the tone. So that's just kind of like a little bit of a history of this text, which is like old as shit. It's just some poems and stuff. So I read this first. I wanted to really sit with it and think about it. Then I read this, which made this make way more sense. Made it make way more sense. So I read these two. So for August, what am I gonna read? I'm gonna keep chipping away at this. Art of Destiny. I'm gonna keep chipping away at it. It's good. I like it. I'm realizing I'm just tired of reading fantasy books with multiple points of view. I'm a little tired of that. I'm a little tired of reading big ass fantasy books with multiple points of view. I just kind of want to read books that follow one character for a little while. So that's that. This is, yeah. I'm going to keep chipping away at it. Will I finish it this month? Probably not. Probably not. As long as I finish it before the year is up, that's all I care about. I'm going to read volume 2 of Low. This one is Before the Dawn Burns Us. So that's pretty badass. I've already read this, so it's been a while, but art style, super dope. Loose, love the color schemes, love how it's able to shift the tone very well through color and that sort of a thing. I think I will start, given it's August 12th. So I'm a little slow on the uptake, but that's alright. I think I will start How to Hug a Porcupine, dealing with toxic and difficult to love personalities. I think I will start that. My SD card ran out of fucking space there for a second, so I had to deal with that. Usually it's the battery dying because I get distracted mid-sentence and I talk nonstop. August TBR, Low Volume 2. How to Hug a Porcupine. And keep chugging along at the Art of Destiny. Honestly, as long as I finish it before the end of the year, I don't care. I've already been reading it for a year. Might as well keep going with it. All right. Reading update. It's August 23rd. I'm like more than halfway through this one. How to Hug a Porcupine. Dealing with Toxic and Difficult to Love Personalities by Dr. Lewis Lund. This is a pretty quick read, really. I thought it was going to take me longer because I've tried reading it before and then got like less than halfway and then stopped. It's like a workbook and just information book. Like defining what is and isn't toxic. There's like checklists to see how many of the toxic traits you have, and not just toxic traits, there's like a bunch of traits in general. So there's like toxic ones, like what your traits versus someone else's, how to like work through those, and just, you know, learn to accept and that sort of a thing, because at the end of the day, change has to come from within for it to work. So if you are dealing with a toxic person that's just like nitpicking everything you do, or like annoying ass comments, super negative, just doesn't know how to let other people exist as they are without having some sort of comment or feeling or whatever. That's just one example. There are many examples for toxic traits that can be found in here, including a section on if you're toxic to yourself, if you are the toxic person, and toxic behaviors and positive replacement behaviors. There's like an entire pages. So yeah, it's super informative, very interesting. I'm enjoying it. I think it's very useful. Just learning how to, because you know, in life you deal with so many different types of people with like different backgrounds and yada yada yada. It's nice to have like almost like a guidebook on how to deal with those kinds of people. Also, for characters, I want to have toxic ass characters, you know, for like villains and shit, maybe some heroes. Toxic as fuck. What better way to use this book than that, you know? That's the only book I've started reading. I need to read volume 2 still, which maybe I'll do that later on tonight or something after I get off of work. And then I haven't touched The Art of Destiny this month, which the only reason why I'm still going is I love the old lady character. She's so fucking cool. A lot of the characters are like older, like past their prime kind of a thing. Like their best years have already happened. I just love the fucking old lady Windwalker. I think she's cool as fuck. So I got some books. I got this one. It's an art book. Kasuya Terada, real size. I don't know if that's if Kasuya Terada is his name. Terada is his name, or if this is just the collection of works. Super dope. I've never heard of this guy before. And then I was looking in the bookstore and I looked at this and I was like, hey, That's dope as fuck. I really love the mix of hatching, cross-hatching, and some stippling. Love the contrast. Gets you a little horny, if you know what I mean. It's like, oh yes, please. Crisp lines. Oof. Oof. I forgot that cross-hatching, that hatching and stippling are like a thing. Which is why I got that book. Because I want to start doing more shit like that. Controversial one, I got H.P. Lovecraft, The Call of Cthulhu, and Other Weird Stories. I didn't realize that this was a bunch of them. I didn't realize this was a book of short stories, so that's cool. I know he was a piece of shit, alright? Can a guy not want to read one of the, like, founders of cosmic horror? Like, like, I guarantee you, on my shelves, there are a lot of people who are pieces of shit. Like, Sun Tzu, an actual war master, who made entire books on war tactics. I know for a fact that dude pillaged, raped, and all that shit. That's war. It's like, I know for a fact there are so many shitty people whose books are on my shelves I don't even know about. Yeah, he was racist as fuck. A lot of people are racist as fuck, even to this day. Like, that's just kind of humanity, dude. It doesn't even have to be. It doesn't matter what race. I'm finding, as someone who's the only white person working at a black-owned business, they're not racist, but like, you know, racism exists everywhere. It has always existed, and it doesn't matter what race. Everybody just humans just hate each other, dude. Humans just fucking hate each other. So I have that. Got that. I didn't realize that this was, I don't know, I want to get more into like horror, cosmic horror, different genres of horror. I haven't really read much. I've read a couple of Stephen King books that weren't his like main ones. I didn't like them. I was bored. So yeah, I've finished quite a few books. I haven't gotten any books for a while. So I got H.P. Lovecraft, The Call of Cthulhu, and Other Weird Stories. And then I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea how to pronounce this name. But American Indian Stories, Legends, and Other Writings. I have no idea how to pronounce that. So yeah. I'm excited to read these. Excited to delve into some weird, cosmic, crazy psychological horror, because I have experienced some quite wild psychological horror things personally. So I want to find reference on how to like make that become a thing, you know. American Indian stories, legends, and other writings. I think Native American stuff is very interesting. So yeah, got 3 books, art reference, others. People are probably not gonna like that I got an H.P. Lovecraft book. I'm gonna be honest with the events of the world right now. I don't give a fuck. Like, controversial, I'm sure, but I don't have it in me to give a fuck right now. Not when the National Guard is being deployed to the major cities of this country. Oh no, I read a book. But who's out there is a terrible person. At least I'm reading. Most people aren't. Well, I mean, I think more people are starting to do that now. But for a while there, no one was really doing that. So it's just like, you know what? Let me read cosmic horror to escape the horrors of reality. So that's my take on that. Little, like, you know, shitty people go pretty far in life, really. So, you know, that's a feels bad realization. That's a feels bad realization. When you don't give a fuck about anybody else except for yourself, you don't care about the people it's literally your job to care about them. When you don't care about them, you make it pretty far in life. So, you know, that's that on that. That's that on that. So yeah, those are the books that I got. I added more to my painting. I used spray paint for the first time. I haven't used spray paint before, and you know, I don't hate it. I think it's kind of interesting because this couple of these orbs, they look like faces now, like faces peeking out of the darkness. So I'm like, okay. I don't know what the hell's going on. I have no plan for that painting. It's just, I work on it when I work on it. And that's it. So yeah, August reading update. I also have a job. So, you know. August 23rd. If I really locked in, I could finish this month. I have less than 100 pages, I think. Or like 100. Okay, I have like 100 pages left, a little more. First sitting, I read like over 100. So I could definitely finish this month. We're ballin'. We're going. We're going.